Hi guys, I'm Gasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome again to a coffee time with books, with horror books. And today we're here to discuss the books that I'm going to read in the month of September.
It's coffee time.
So I'm just back from holidays and I'm trying to catch up with everything. It's a little bit overwhelming at the moment, but I'm getting there. And I have made a little pile of books that I would like to read in the month of September. As always, I might change things around. I'm leaving myself a little bit of freedom now that I didn't allow myself in the past, because I feel like having that little freedom allows me to read more. But hopefully I will get to all of these books. The first book is a book that I am 100% going to read, and I know you guys are probably tired of listening to me talking about this, but it is Mina and the Slayers by Amy McCall. Today, the date that I'm filming this video, is the release date of the book, and I couldn't be happier and more proud of Amy for all the hard work that she put into this baby. And I'm really excited for us to read it together, to comment it, to talk about it. I'm really excited. So Mina and the Undead, as you guys know, is about Mina that goes to visit her sister Libby in New Orleans, and when she's there, there's a series of murders that they have to kind of, you know, uncover who the killer is, and it's really fast-paced, action-packed. It's just a lot of fun, perfect for fans of 80s horror and Buffy the Vampire Slayer and all of that stuff. You've heard me talking about it a lot, and a lot of you guys have either read it for the first time or reread it with me together in August in order to get ready for the sequel. I will be having a live show with Amy for Mina and the Undead, and of course we will also have a live show to discuss Mina and the Slayers, but we are going to do that one later on in October so that we allow people some time to read it, because a lot of people are, you know, getting it still in the mail. So we're just gonna give people a little bit of extra time so that they can catch up with the series. Everything will be announced on my Twitter and Instagram, so make sure to always check on those social media. So the links are down below in case you're not following me yet. The next one that I'm going to read that I still do not have yet, but it's also on its way to me, is Friend That Lives by Adam Caesar. There was a little bit of a delay with my pre-order, but it is now on the way, so I should be getting it real soon. As you guys know, I also really loved Cloud in a Cornfield, which is book 1, and it's about, you know, a girl and her father that move into a small town. So Queen and her father moved there, and the people are a little bit weird. Like, the older generations seem to be at war with the younger generations, and things kind of escalate at a party and in a barn surrounded by cornfields, and it's a slasher party massacre, so it's perfect for me. It is such a great summer read, and I'm really excited to read the sequel, Friend That Lives. I love the covers so much of both books, book 1 and 2. And yeah, as soon as it comes, I need to get to reading. Another one that I'm gonna be reading that is a new release that I was lucky enough to get through NetGalley is the book that I talked about on my last video, and that is The Butcher by Laura Cat Young. And this is about a girl that just turned 18, and she kind of inherits the family business. The family business is basically, her mother was responsible for butchering convicted, guilty criminals. So they butcher them. So I'm really interesting. It is quite an interesting concept of a butcher, and it might also be really gory and body gore in here, body horror. So I'm really excited, and I will report back, because this is one of the books that sounded the best for me when I made my September, you know, book releases video. So I'm super happy that I was able to get a copy. The other new release that I also got thanks to NetGalley is Full Immersion by Gemma Amor, and one of her novellas I really loved. The other one was not for me, so I'm kind of giving her another chance and see what her new novel does for me, if it works or not, before I really decide. And this one is about a woman that suffers from amnesia, and one day she basically sees her dead body and needs to figure out what happened to her, who killed her basically. And it sounds really good to me. I mean, it is something that we've seen done before, especially in movies, but I'm really intrigued, and I'm hoping that this one is gonna be good because I really liked her novella Dear Laura, but then I didn't enjoy Six Rooms as much as I hoped, so I'm kind of intrigued to see what I'm gonna think of her latest work. The next book that I am 100% gonna be reading in September is a book that is coming out on the 6th of October. It is a middle grade spooky book, and I fought so hard on Yelp to get a copy and I didn't, and I got really sad, but then the author reached out to me through Twitter and offered to send me a copy, and I was like so emotional and happy and grateful for that. And that is The Hunting of Tyrese Walker by J.P. Rose, and the author was so nice. She was the sweetest. This book was on the way to me, I think, for like a month. We couldn't figure out what happened. Apparently it was stuck at customs. You know, books are dangerous, kids. Stay away from books. So this is the cursed book. It's cursed already because it took so long to get to me. And she also added a little cute note for me, and I'm just so happy that it's finally here and I get to read it, because this was one of the arcs that I really wanted to get at Yelp and I didn't get. So it finally made its way to me. So Tyrese is going through a lot of grief, and he's taken to visit his family at Jamaica, and when he's there, strange things start to happen, and he feels like he's having these visions that he doesn't know where they come from. He doesn't know if the things are real or not. Some of the things that are happening seem impossible, and he feels like he might be losing the grip on reality, and he's warned that he's been hunted by the Shadow Man. That is what I know. It's all I needed to know. It sounds fantastic, and like I said, it's the spooky middle grade. It's coming out in October. I'm gonna read this in September and let you guys know what I thought. And I'm really excited, as I'm gonna say. So this is probably also gonna be one of the first ones that I read in September, because I've been waiting for this one for so long, and I'm so happy and grateful that the author decided to send me a copy. So since I've already covered my spooky middle grade for the month, my YA horror is going to be this one here. Is called Cruel Castle by Briony Pierce. This is the sequel to Savage Island. I read that one back in July before the Yelp convention as well, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm happy that I got the sequel as well, so that I can catch up with the story. Basically, it follows some of the characters from the first book, if I understand correctly. Now, I cannot tell you exactly what it's about because I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll tell you what the first book is about in case you forgot. It is about a millionaire that decides to host a game in one of his private islands, and whoever wins gets money, so people can participate in teams, I believe of 5. And we follow one of those teams, one group of friends that decide to go to the island in order to get the money. And when they get there, they realize that the game is a lot more dangerous than they thought, and their lives might actually really be in danger. Like, people might actually die in that island. That's what I will tell you. It's a simple concept again, but it really worked for me, and I really enjoyed all the kind of body horror that the book has for being a YA. So it's kind of intense. Don't go into it thinking it's just going to be spooky. It's kind of intense a little bit on the gore part of things. But yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens in book 2 and which characters we follow from book 1 and what kind of game we can expect, because I'm thinking it's gonna be another game, but this time in a castle, you know, by the cover kind of thing. But I will report back. So next we have a vintage horror paperback, because I feel like I'm always getting these and never really reading them. You know, they're pretty, they're vintage, and I love them, and I add them to the collection, but then I always forget to add them to my TBR pile. And it's time to get to read those books. So I decided to pick up this one here. It's Julia by Peter Straub, and this is, for what I know, about a woman that has lost a daughter. I think the daughter died, and now she's starting a new life in London, but her new place seems to be haunted. That's what I know. And I'm excited because this is a book from the 70s and I don't know what to expect. I've never read it. I never heard any reviews or anything about it, so I'm going into it a little bit blind. So we shall see what we find. The next book is a mystery thriller that I have heard amazing things about. They've also told me it gets really intense, and there's a lot of trigger warnings for this one, so make sure to check out before you go into it. But that is Girl A by Abigail Dean. I grabbed a copy at the airport, in London, and I really want to read this one. I feel like this could be potentially about a cult, but I'm not really sure. I do know that it's about a girl that is running away from her past, from her family, and the house of horrors that her family home was. So she has a lot of trauma about, you know, the way that she was brought up in this family, about her childhood, about the things that happened, but she managed to escape, and so we hear her story, and I'm interested also to know why she's called Girl A. Yeah, so that's all I know, but I'm really intrigued, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna love this one. And you guys know that I am all here for really messed up family relationships. You know, because you guys know that those kind of things are my jam, especially me loving Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, talk about a family that is more dysfunctional than that one. So yeah, like I said, really intrigued, and I'll let you guys know what I thought. And last but definitely not least, I have a novella, because I thought, you know, let's make my life a little bit easier. And this novella is also by an author that is an autobiography author for me, and I'm really excited. It also came out not long ago, and that is Mandy by Stephanie Sparks. And I'm really excited about this one. Love the cover. All I know is our main character Mandy has a special power, which is, I believe, she can bring back people from the dead. And one night she receives the visit of a stranger that wants basically her to do something for him, to bring one of his best mates back to life. That's all I know, but I'm really excited because so far I have loved everything I've read by Stephanie Sparks. Alright guys, so that is everything that I have for my TBR pile for the month of September. A lot of exciting things, a lot of new releases that I'm excited about. Yeah, so I'm really happy because I feel like there is quite a mix of things here that I enjoy. Some potential 5-star books here, so I'm really excited. I will let you guys know what I thought of the books. I might even do some reading vlogs because I really want to get back to do those. Yeah, so let me know down below if you read these books, if you love them, and what is your most anticipated read for September that you cannot wait to start. Let's talk about it in the comments. Thank you guys so much for, as always, supporting the channel. We made it to 3K. I forgot to say, but we made it to 3K. Like, what is my life? It's crazy, it's bonkers. I just randomly saw it when I was on holidays, and I was like, best birthday present ever. So let me know guys down below if there's any type of video you would like me to do for this to celebrate the 3K. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. I wouldn't be able to, you know, to grow the channel without all your support and you guys sharing my content online and always showing up for all my videos. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you all, as always, in our next coffee time. Bye.